Students, welcome back to bio class. Today I am here again with a new topic. So as you know, we are doing chapter number 2, and in the previous video we have discussed about pollination and fertilization, and we have also discussed about what is the future of after fertilization of the flower and the ovary. Okay, so what happens? I am here with again a new topic, that is today we will be discussing about fruits and seeds. Now, what is fruit? Fruit is basically the ripened part of flower. Okay. If you in the last class, if you remember, we have discussed that after fertilization, what happens? The ovary, it swells or it grows into fruit. Okay. And then the other floral parts get sheds off, and inside the ovary there are ovules, and these ovules becomes the seed. So here I am with fruits. So what is fruit? Fruit is a ripened ovary of the flower. So when the flower after fertilization, after fertilization, when the ovary grows, it turns into fruit, and the ovule becomes the seed. So here you can see the structure of a seed. Now it's a structure of fruit. Okay, so not seed, it is a structure of fruit. And we will be learning about the various parts of fruit. You can see just take a common example of a fruit, that is mango. When you see a mango, what happens? At the topmost layer is it's a peel. It is not edible. We don't eat it. But in some fruits, there are edible. We eat the peel also. Like for example, if we talk about say tomato. Tomato is a fruit. It is not a vegetable. Okay, so we eat full. Then afterwards, if we talk about that chiku, that also we eat it. With the peel also we can eat, no harm. But then most of the fruit, we peel them and then only we eat, right? So we are talking about here one of the common example, that is this is a mango fruit, and we will be discussing about its part. Basically, the fruit is made up of three main parts. And this all these three main parts together, they are called pericarp. Pericarp. So the fruit is made up of pericarp, which has again three parts inside. The outermost layer, which is sometimes called peel. Okay, that is called epicarp. Then the pulp area, the pulp part. Okay, the part which we eat, that is mesocarp. And after that, the seed coating, that is your endocarp. And inside that there is a seed. Inside the endocarp, the seed is present. So there are basically three layers of the fruit. After that only we get to find the seed. Okay. So you can see here in page number 30 also, the parts of a mango fruit is given over here. So the three parts of pericarp has been discussed here, and at the same time inside the endocarp there is a seed. Then we will discuss about the different types of fruits. There are basically two types of fruit. They are fleshy fruit and dry fruits. Fleshy fruits are those fruits which are pulpy. Okay, like for example papaya, then we have mango, and after that there are so many we can say tomato also, that is also a fleshy fruit. Okay, so and grapes, etc. There are many examples given over here. Cherry. Okay, so these fruits, what happens in this fleshy fruit, we eat the pulp, and sometimes we eat the epicarp also, that is the peel of it. Like in case of mango we don't eat, but in case of cherry, then grapes, tomato, we do that, right? Then we have another type of fruit which is called the dry fruit. Now if we talk about dry fruit, then I can understand in your mind dry fruits are coming, like for example almonds, then we have cashew nuts, apricots, okay, pistachio, etc. So why are they called dry fruits? Actually over here, this epicarp and mesocarp, they are dry, okay, and they get fused with one another. And what do we eat basically? We eat the this one, endocarp, okay. Over here you can see like almonds, walnuts, pea, gram, etc. They are all dry fruits, okay. Peas are also sometimes like when they are dried up, then only they are called dry fruit. Before that, when they are like raw, then it is pulpy. It's a fleshy fruit, okay. So these are the example of dry fruits, and basically in dry fruits pericarp is not fleshy. Over here you can see the pericarp, that is the epicarp, the the peel. It is not that much fleshy. It is like very thin, and it is fused almost with the mesocarp. You must have seen almonds. When you peel it off almond, then you see that it is the epicarp and the mesocarp, they are fused together, okay. So here we complete the two types of fruits, that is fleshy fruits and dry fruits. Then we come to the function of fruits. What is the function of fruit? Basically the function of fruit is like of course it is for edible purpose, right? And also fruits are also used for producing another plant, right? And it protects the seed. Basically what happens over here, this is epicarp, the peel, then mesocarp, then endocarp, and inside the endocarp the seed is there. That means what is fruit doing? It is protecting the seed also, isn't it? Then some fruits have spines and hooks also. Again they are help protecting themselves from the animals. If any animals try to pluck them or try to eat them, so they do it is done for that reason. And some fruits you must be because of these spines, like cocklebur, okay, this kind of fruit has got some spines in their body. So what happens, this fruit, if you just walk through the plant of this fruit, then these fruits get stuck to your body or stuck to the body of the animals, and they get dispersed to some place. So some fruits are also used for dispersal, right? Now we come to the next topic, that is seeds. Now what is seed? As I told you, seed is again the mature fertilized ovule. Inside the ovary we have so many ovules, and after fertilization, what is the future of the ovules? They become the seeds, okay. The fertilized ovules become the seeds, and these seeds are again of they are also having some part. When we talk about the seed, the structure of seed is having, basically they have main two parts, and after that inside the seed there are, you can see here, look here, this is page number 32, and the structure of seed is given over here. The outermost layer of the seed is called the seed coat. Then the pulpy part or the fleshy part, which is also called the cotyledon, okay. So that is known as it is also known as leaf, we can say the leaf of the seed. So that is cotyledon, which is the fleshy part, edible part. Sometimes it is not edible also. Then we have inside one radicle, one part which is called radicle, which further grows into roots, and plumule grows into shoot. Okay, so main four parts are there. What are they? First is seed coat, second cotyledon, then from the seed only you will get to see one part which is moving towards the down, that is radicle, and another part which is moving towards up, that is plumule. Okay, so these are the parts of the seeds. and the structure of seed. Now there are basically two types of seeds, monocotyledon and dicotyledon. Now what is monocotyledon and dicotyledon? Mono means one and di means two. Now I am saying monocotyledon. Monocotyledon means like just now I have like discussed the parts of seed, right? Cotyledon we have listened, no? Just heard about the word cotyledon. What is it? Cotyledon? Cotyledon is the pulpy part of the like the seed. Okay. So you will see, you will find in some of the seeds, some of the seeds are like they open into two flaps, two leaves, and some seeds they don't open. They they remain in one. That means they are monocotyledon. The best example is the maize seed. If you have seen the maize seed, if you try to open it, it will not open into two flaps. Whereas the bean seeds, if you soak it into the water overnight or for some hours, and then you just peel it off, that is the seed coat you remove, and then you open it, you will get to see the two cotyledons are there. So bean seed is a very good example of dicotyledon, and maize is a very good example of monocotyledon. Basically in monocotyledon all the grains are coming, okay, and in dicotyledon you will find lots of example like mango is there, then orange seeds are there. After that you get to see grams, peas. These are all monocotyledon. Sorry, dicotyledon. Di means they have two leaves. Okay, two leaves of the seed. So like as you can see here on like in the diagram, this is dicotyledon seed and this is monocotyledon seed. Okay, so I will explain you here till here about dicotyledon and monocotyledon. We will we'll discuss more about them in the next class. Till then, what you will be doing, you will just read this topic about the fruits and seeds. Okay, and please draw the diagram of parts of fruit, at the same time parts of seed of both dicotyledon and monocotyledon. That will be your homework, and at the same time you will read this topic thoroughly so that you understand. If you have any difficulty, please write me in the comment box so that I can explain you. And about the question answers, after I complete the chapter, then I will give you the questions from each topic. Okay, so till then keep learning. Take care. Bye bye.